believe these things. Like my mom was not around a lot. I mean, even when she was, she really wasn't mentally there. My dad was in prison. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand that I don't care who you are, where you come from. If you have that feeling inside you, even if you don't, I'm gonna help you create that feeling. You're meant for something greater. You're on this live, on this Zoom for a reason. And I'm gonna tell you by the end of this, you're gonna be like, yes, this is where I'm meant to be. Okay, because that's how I felt through the whole entire past 3.5 years of doing this. And it just keeps growing bigger and bigger of like, yes, this is what I'm meant for. This is what I was meant to do my entire life. And I had no idea. Okay. And obviously neither did you until you hopped on this Zoom. So I'm really proud of you guys for making that decision to hop on this Zoom and to strive for better, because ultimately that's all what we're doing here. So back to my story. Okay. So I grew up in poverty. We all know that. I actually became a felon when I was 17 years old. That's just another part of my story. I was not in the wrong place. I made a bad decision with a bad group of people, and I did some bad things that honestly, I was a child. I did not have the decision-making part of my brain. I don't know if you guys know that, but like literally, you don't have that part of your brain develop until you're 25 years old. So you can't actually make good decisions until you're at least 25. Okay. You guys want to tell me in the comments how old you guys are? That'd be really awesome. And if you don't want to, that's cool too. But I am 28 years old. But anyways, I became a felon at 17 and I thought my life was doomed. I literally went to jail for, I think, 30 days. I was on probation for 4 years. I was on house arrest. It was a bad time. I thought my life was over. Everyone was like, oh, well, I was the mess up of the family. I have always been the black sheep. Is anybody else relate to that? Put a yes in the comments if you can relate to being the black sheep of the family, the one who just can't get right. Okay. That's what they called me. She just cannot get right. I couldn't get it right. I was an alcoholic. You know, I had alcohol introduced to me at a very young age. I dropped out of school. I didn't even finish. And to be honest, let me just be honest with you guys. Some of you probably don't even know this, but I also didn't even get my GED. I still haven't gotten it. Now I took I passed like 3 parts. So like, I'm grateful for that, but I still have to retake it anyways, finish it. My point is, dropped out of high school. So I don't have a education, you know, whatever they want to call that. I became a mom when I was 21 years old. So a very young mom, very naive. Again, like I just said, you don't make good decisions until you're 25. So I was making bad decisions and I became a mom at 21, but you know, I love my kids, obviously. I was in very toxic relationships. Can anybody relate to that? Toxic relationships. Like, it's almost just like a pattern that you keep repeating it, and it keeps repeating itself until you really fall into the person that you're supposed to be, and you keep bettering yourself, which is a big part of what we teach you how to do here as personal development and pouring into yourself and loving yourself and like different things that you can do to actually grow your mental health. And so I love that about us. Haha. And so anyways, moving along, in 2019, I moved into something called a she shed. I don't know if any of you know what that is. But it's just, I guess like a running joke in my family. Like it was just like, it honestly was a shed. How many of you guys have heard this story? Type a yes in the comments. It was a shed that my landlord had made into a house. Like a little 1-bedroom house. It was a shack, literally a shack. And we called it the she shed, right? And I lived there. I was cleaning houses. Has anybody else ever had to do physical labor jobs? Maybe you currently do. You guys can tell me in the comments below, what is your current job? Like, what is your current stream of income? What do you do for work? Tell me that in the comments. But anyways, I cleaned houses, and regrettably, I had a sugar daddy. Now, when I say sugar daddy, a lot of you probably think, oh, that's a lot of sugar. No, it was not. And it was a really bad path that I went down. I learned my lesson, and it was not something that I'm proud of, but it did put me to where I'm at. So I'm grateful for it. But anyways, I was still a single mother doing what I thought I had to do. I was still living penny to penny. I did not have a lot of money. So a lot of you guys are on here thinking like, I would love to do what you do. I would love to start a business. I just don't have the money. Hear me when I tell you, neither did I. I didn't have money like that. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. So when I tell you that I figured it out because I knew that I had something that was a landmine, and that it was literally changing my life. It was going to change the rest of my life. So anyways, I moved into this she shed. It was just me and my son. I was so happy because it was anybody like, do you guys remember the feeling of like maybe you moved into your first home and it just felt so good like that? Like that taste of freedom. Like you feel like, oh, I made it, right? So I moved into that house, and it was a couple of months, and I was like on top of the world. I had this like little cleaning company where I cleaned houses, and I was making enough money to pay my bills. So to me, I was making enough money to pay my bills, right? Now I didn't have a lot of extra money. I was also on food stamps. I had broken down cars. I wasn't able to get my nails done or my hair done, or all this stuff that I do now. I wasn't able to just go out and just eat whenever I wanted to. I was like literally living, I was working and making money and just living, right? Just living my life. Well, that got old very quickly, because I quickly discovered that I was meant for way more than that. Like, I loved it for a minute, and then I was like, hold on, I want more than this. Like, and not in like a greedy way, but like in a way of like, I deserve more than this. I've been through too much in my life to just live this mediocre life. Does anybody else feel that? Like, I don't know how many of you on here right now feel like you're living a mediocre life. Like, yeah, maybe you don't struggle. Maybe some of you aren't struggling in paying your bills. Maybe you do live an okay life, but you just feel like you need something more. Like, do you want to serve a bigger purpose, or you want to have a voice? Because for me, coming from somebody who I felt invisible my entire life, so much so that I wrote my mom a letter at the age of 13 telling her I did not want to be alive anymore. That is how serious it was to me, and how invisible I felt. I just felt like no one saw me. No one knew I existed. Does anybody else relate to that? Type a yes in the comments below. And so when I started this business and I learned how to monetize social media, and I learned how to post on social media, it meant a lot to me, because I finally had a voice. I had a voice that people were listening to, and it felt so good. How many of you guys just honestly would like to build up a following of people who like to listen to you talk? And that's okay. I think we're so conditioned to believe that it's so shallow of you to want to have a following on social media. It's not, okay? You don't understand what you're doing when you're posting content and you're showing up and you're talking about how you feel to the world, and people are like, oh yes, I feel that same way too. So I knew that I had a lot to talk about, and I wanted to find people who was willing to listen to me. So I got on social media, right? Well, let me back up a little bit, because I'm moving a little bit too fast. Okay, actually, I weighed like 217 pounds at this time. And I saw my sister. My sister's on here actually right now. I saw my sister, and I come from my whole family is just obese. That's just been a norm for me. Like, I just come from a family of like bigger people. Like, everybody was just, like, I don't know. I never thought twice about it. In fact, I actually grew up as the skinny one. Like, everybody said like, oh, how can you eat so much food and not gain any weight? Well, I had kids, and then I blew up. And and of course that like affected my self-esteem, whatever. But what I've learned in the past 3.5 years, really quickly, it's not about being skinny. It's just about loving. It's about loving the journey of bettering yourself. And it's not also, self-love is not fueling your body with McDonald's and sugar and donuts and all these things. That's not self-love. You are actually hating your body by doing that. I've learned so much about what it's like to actually love yourself. And it's not about being skinny. Because when I started drinking ketones, I dropped 55 pounds. I was 150 pounds, and I hated myself and my body more so than when I was 217 pounds. I was like, where the hell did my ass go? Where are my curves at? And so anyways, I lost weight, and that fueled me to start building muscle. So it's just all been a journey, and everything's been tying into. So I drink ketones. I saw my sister losing weight because she was drinking something called ketones. I was skeptical. Anybody else on here like, no, that's bullshit. Doesn't work. MLM, network marketing, whatever. I was the same way. I used to do It Works. I did It Works for 4 months, and it does not work. Okay. Doesn't work. I don't think I've heard anybody give me a testimony of it actually working. So hold on. I need some water because I'm talking so fast. And also, this is going to be on the replay for those of you who want to rewatch it, or if you have somebody that wants to watch it too. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. I started drinking ketones. I loved them. I dropped 55 pounds in the first 4 months. I started working out. It gave me really great energy to start working out. Make sure you guys are muting yourself because we don't want to hear anything crazy. And I just started to love myself. I started to like really enjoy wearing clothes again, because I was so used to wearing nothing but sweatpants or leggings and big t-shirts. Anybody else? Just big clothes, because I felt so uncomfortable wearing jeans or anything that was like squeezing my body. And so I was just so happy to wear cute clothes again. And so anyways, working out, started building muscle, really started loving the journey. And then I started realizing like, holy shit, I'm feeling myself. I had Facebook, okay? I did not have TikTok, I did not have Instagram, but I did have Facebook. And so on Facebook, I started just posting stuff. I don't know. I was just like, look at me. Like, I don't know. I just felt so good in my clothes. I felt so good in my body. I felt so confident because I was like I was eating better foods. I was exercising. I was drinking ketones every single day, which was giving me great mental clarity and focus. Like the amount of focus that comes from drinking exogenous ketones is wild because and like you can ask my family, I've always been the ditzy one. Like I can't really keep a train of thought. Like for me to be doing stuff like this is just wild. So if you are sitting in this position, you're like, I could never do what she does. Yes, you can. I wish I could just show you a snippet of a video of the person that I always used to be and who I am now. And it's so different. Like ketones have literally fueled my brain to be the person that I am today. So I fell in love with the ketones. I started a business because I was like, if this is making me feel this way, I know it can make other people feel this way. So I decided to join them. And also the amount of bonuses and the compensation plan is wild. I'm going to talk to you guys about that in just a second, but the compensation plan is wild. Like literally, like this is not your average, like company. It is so crazy. Okay. So I started the business. I think at that time I joined with the kit. It was like $600. I didn't have money to my name. What I actually did was something called pre-sale. And you guys can ask me or whoever invited you here, you can ask them about this later of like, well, what's the pre-sale option? It's pretty much when you're selling the product, you're getting people to buy trials of the product, to buy the kits, and then you ship their product to them once you get the kit in the mail. But anyways, I pre-sold half of it. I saved up the other half of it, and I finally joined the business. I think after 2 months of drinking the product, and I was like in love with it. So a lot of you probably are right there now. How many of you guys drink ketones? Type a yes in the comments below if you currently drink ketones. Or if you would like to, make sure that you ask the person who got you here, right? Okay. So anyways, I started the business and became world-class at learning and doing. That's pretty much the gist of it. I became world-class at learning what worked and doing what worked. And I am a very intuitive person. Can anybody else relate to that? Does anybody on here feel very intuitive? Like you just feel very in tune with where your life is going, or maybe you don't know where your life is going, but you're like, I know I'm going somewhere. Like is anybody on here right now a future millionaire? Like I want to know who has that energy for real. That's my energy, okay? That is my energy. Like I'm well on my way to millionaire, and I never thought I'd be able to say that ever. So that's my story, like literally like where I was, how I started, all that stuff. And I would not be here today if I did not just say yes to that opportunity. Even when I was skeptical, I thought it was bullshit. I didn't believe in it. Just like a lot of you sitting on here right now, you're like, it sounds too good to be true. Let me just preference that by saying this. It takes work. I'm not promising you that you're going to be an overnight success. In fact, this is going to take a lot of work. But this is the most worth it thing I have done in my entire life. And the easiest thing that I've ever done to make money. And when I say easy, I mean like it's physically easy. Like I don't have to go out there and clean houses. I don't have to build houses. I don't have to go do any kind of physical labor job, which is what I'm used to. I used to deliver pizzas and clean house. I used to do all this stuff, right? And I got so sick of doing that. Like, in fact, I got to the point where it's like, if I ever make enough money, I'm hiring somebody to clean my house and do my laundry. And guess what? I manifested that shit because I have a nanny that does my laundry and I have a housekeeper that cleans my house. I cannot tell you the last time I washed my own clothes. And that's the biggest flex I got because literally that's all I want is like, anybody else hate doing laundry? Type a yes in the comments below. I hated doing laundry. So I was like, I want to make enough money to where I can live my life and be happy and somebody else can do this for me because anyways, we're going to keep it moving. Okay. So I also heard something earlier before I get into like the nitty gritty details. How many of you guys are interested actually in starting the business? Type a yes in the comments. If you're actually interested in joining the business and starting it and I want you to think about this really quickly. I don't want you to sit here and say to yourself, I don't have that. I don't have money for that. That's not how a millionaire thinks. Do you think Jeff Bezos thought to himself, oh, I don't I don't know how to do that. The people who are saying, I don't know how to do that, are the people that are stuck and will always be stuck. I need you guys to like liven up your mindset and get into the mindset of, I'm gonna figure it out. Because this is a business. And I know you're sitting there thinking like, I can't afford it, but it's an investment. And I promise you, I am one of the best leaders that you will ever have. And we are one of the best companies and one of the best teams that you could ever be a part of because of the things that I'm about to tell you. Okay. Did you know? Hold on. By the way, I want to also mention we're one of the leading companies that have a compensation plan where you can out earn your sponsor. Did you guys know that? Like, I know a lot of people have this really bad taste in their mouth about like about MLMs and how you can't ever make more money than your upline, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. Okay, you can 100% out earn the person that brings you in. It's just a matter of how hard are you willing to work. Okay, so I want to talk about some things that actually go into the business and the ketones, but I definitely wanted to mention that to you. And if you don't know what ketones are, can you type no in the comments? Ketones is pretty much this little lovely pack of juice, and it's just so amazing. It's powder, right? But you mix it into 12 ounces of water, you shake it up, you drink it, and it puts you into ketosis. You're burning your body's fat, literally, and you're getting energy and focus and appetite control. Does anybody here have a really big appetite? And you're like, it's the death of me. Like, I feel like I could eat everything all the time. That was me. I felt like I could eat everything all the time. And I was constantly tired because of it. I didn't know what the hell a macro was. I didn't know how to count. And I still don't count calories because I have exogenous ketones. It is the best fuel for your body and your brain. It's going to give you better mental clarity and focus. It's going to make you feel like a superhuman. I'm not joking. Okay. I'm not BSing you. I'm telling you right now, ketones is the best thing you can do. And the facts are, this is the only company in the entire world that owns all the patents to this formula. How cool is that? That you could become a part of a company that has a one-of-a-kind product. Number one, right there, that gives you the upper hand. A one-of-a-kind product that you can't get anywhere else. You have the upper hand. You have a landmine sitting on your lap, okay? So that's what ketones are. That's what they do for you. And they're just, I just freaking love them. I'm obsessed with them. I will drink them to the day that I die, okay? Long story short, I'm going to talk about some things that are going to go into the business and some things that you actually might not know. But when you decide to join the business, you get one-on-one access to me or whoever invited you to this Zoom. Whoever invited you to this Zoom, by the way, is within the organization of me. And so you get one-on-one access to me if you're doing the things and you're running and you're being coachable. All training replays. We have weekly calls that help you implement different strategies for social media. We teach you social media. How many of you guys have no clue about the first thing about how to post a TikTok? Type a yes. Like, you have no idea what you're doing. You don't have a following. You don't know how to post a TikTok. You don't know how to make a Facebook post. You don't even know what a call to action is. That's fine, because neither did I. I had no following. I had no education. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, but I knew that I had passion. I knew that I had something in my lap that you couldn't get anywhere else. Okay. So we teach you how to do, that's the easy part. We teach you how to literally post, how to write stuff, how to get traction, how to get followers based on who you are as a person. We do attraction marketing. We don't do cold messages. I'm not going to ever teach you how to message Sally that you've never talked to, send her a friend request, and go message her and say, hey, can you try my product? That's not how we do things here. That's disgusting. Stop doing that, please. Thank you. Okay. But literally, I will teach you how to attract people to you based on who you are as a person. How many of you guys here like me? Type a yes in the comments if you just like me. Maybe you feel like maybe we could be friends in real life. Okay, Christina, I love you too, girl. Like, you just, you like me because I've attracted you to me because I am myself on my social media. Those of you who are here because of me. Now, if you're here because somebody else invited you, what, do you like the person that invited you? Yeah, you like them because they attracted you to them, right? I love you big. So we teach you all the ins and outs of developing a following of people that actually like you. And that's something that no other company and team has. Okay. Whenever you decide to join with the kit, you're going to get 6 to 12 boxes of product. You can drink it. You can sell it as trials, which again is inside of the training. You can, like I said, sell trials that you can earn cash from. We teach you how to do all of that. You don't have to know anything. Okay. There is a top rank pay, which pretty much means like daily paychecks and bonuses and a chance to earn $10,000. We just changed our compensation plan and it's freaking wild. And I'm telling you, I already have a lot of people that are like hitting that $10,000 mark. It's so crazy. Okay. We also have an onboarding system to set you up for social media. How many of you guys feel like you have no idea what your brand is? You don't even have the first clue of what your brand is. We have something called a branding. I forgot what we even called it. What the hell? My brain just went blank. We have something that teaches you how to brand yourself. It's a brand builder. We have something called a brand builder. You will build a brand for yourself by taking steps and actions that we have in a system. It's so freaking cool. It's so wild because you think that like joining these teams, you just got to go in and like do everything yourself and figure it out. You don't have to figure anything out. You just have to go do what we tell you to do, and it actually does work. That's like lovely part about this, right? So it's a PDF that's going to narrow down and teach you your brand. And I love that. And then we have, like I said, all social media training. We train you on everything from A to Z about how to run social media and how to be successful on social media, attracting people who like you so that they actually want to get in on what you're doing. Ketones. Now, if you hate ketones, you can't sell them. You got to love them. You got to be obsessed. I need you to love ketones. I need you to love the energy, the focus, the mental clarity, the fat loss. I need you to like the product. If you don't like the product, don't join the team because you're just not going to be good at it, right? So we teach you how to take your passion for the ketones and implement your brand on social media and attract people who genuinely want to know more about drinking ketones. There's no shady shit involved at all. You're not cold messaging anybody about it, right? So we have basically two options. We have the mega kit and we have the max kit. And I think there might be a sale. I'm not really sure. I think there might be a sale right now, maybe 30% off or something, but the max and the mega kit. And then another thing that we have, because I know a lot of you are thinking like, I really don't have the money for that though. We have payment plans. If you get the mega or the max kit, we have payment plans. It's through Sezzle. So you just go pick whatever kit that you want to get. You add it to the cart, and at checkout, you select Sezzle. And it's going to walk you through, obviously, setting up an account with Sezzle. It's no hard credit check. There's no interest to these payments. You just pay it back as you just borrowed it. And it's so amazing. So you can pay payments. You can start the business. Everything starts as soon as that transaction goes through. You can make money back in as little as a month, depending on how hard you want to run with it and how dedicated you are to actually building a business here, okay? A lot of people join the business and they think they're going to make one post or one TikTok or one reel, and they're going to get all these sales because they said the ketones are great. That's not how it works. We're going to teach you how to build rapport and build trust with a following of people that actually like you. Okay. Does that sound good to you guys? Like you're like, okay, I could get behind that. All right. Type yes in the comments. We'll love you. We can get behind that. All right. So those are all the things that are included. So what I want you to do from here, are you guys still with me? We've only been on here for 28 minutes. I think we're doing good because I talk really fast, okay? We have this recorded, so if you guys want to watch the replay, just send me a message and I'll like send you the replay. I think I might post it to YouTube. I don't even know. But a couple of things before we get off here. Message whoever has you on this Zoom and say, get me started. And we will help you start the business. If you just want to do ketones, you can tell whoever added. If I have you on the Zoom, text me and say, get me started. I want to get started right now. Don't text me with, I don't have the money. Text me when you got the money because it's an investment. We're building businesses over here. Okay. All right. So a couple things I want to tell you before we hop off of this call is I want you guys to focus on getting curious. Get curious about what it would be like to make money for yourself and not making somebody else rich. Get curious about a life that you actually want to live. Like, what if I could just go out to eat whenever I wanted? What if I could just go get my nails done every 3 weeks? What if I could just go buy this, or I could go do this, or I could go take my kids on a trip to Disney, which we're doing in March. Thank God for this opportunity because it's like $6,000 to go to Disney. It's expensive to go to Disney. Anyways, it's expensive, but thank God for this opportunity. But I want you to get curious and get specific of what you want your life to look like, because you are the only person that is going to make sure that that shit happens. And you've got to take the action steps to make sure that it's going to happen, or you're going to be sitting in the same place now that you were 2 years ago. How many of you guys are still sitting in the same place as you were 2 years ago? That's not a good sign. We got to move forward. We got to do something different. We got to change the world. We got to change people's lives. And I will teach you guys how to do all these little things. It's a work in progress, but I promise you it is so worth it. Knowledge is power only when it's applied. So take everything I told you today and apply it and get started on your business now. Don't wait until January, whenever, because you think or you're scared. Let me start helping you make money now so that you don't have to worry about the bills in January, right? And then execute everything. So message the person that added you to this Zoom with the words, get me started, okay? I told you everything that you needed to know. There really are no other questions besides which kit do you want to get started with? You're going to have products, you're going to have the trainings, you're going to have everything that you need to know. Get started now so that you can start making an impact in your life, and you're not in the same place from now in another year, okay? So love you guys. Appreciate you guys, and I'm super glad that you guys hopped on. And I will catch you on the team Zoom. Okay. You guys have a great day, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.